Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Calhoun's. Good time to send out our thoughts and prayers to the folks in Sevier County today. Certainly Calhoun's has seen the damage firsthand. They have area locations up there, and they had employees who were impacted by the fires. I'm sure they want to thank you for all of your support to that community. And speaking for everyone here and everyone at Channel 6, although I'm not really charged with speaking for Channel 6, but I think they'd be okay with me saying that all of their thoughts are with the folks in Sevier County, as are ours. Okay. I want to welcome in the next member of our panel from the Knoxville News Sentinel, Mike Strange, back with us. Good to have you.
Glad to be here.
All right. We continue our 20 questions on UT and college football. Jalen Reeves-Maven made it official yesterday, signed with an agent, so he's not coming back. No surprise there. Let's look at 10 guys who are redshirt sophomores, juniors, or redshirt juniors, and you tell me who might leave. And this doesn't mean they might leave for the NFL. They may just leave. Out of this group, Derek Barnett, gone. Alvin Kamara,
Gone.
Todd Kelly Jr., Brett Kendrick, Jonathan Kongbo, Rashawn Golden, Josh Malone had a good year, Jashawn Robertson, Kendall Vickers, Ethan Wolf, who I'm told thinks he's going to have good measurables at the combine. Anybody, I'm not saying who should leave. I'm saying, do you see anybody else there that you think might leave?
The one that I think might leave out of that group most likely would be Kongbo. Although maybe he sees unfinished business. Maybe he wants to score another touchdown and intercept a pass and run it back. I don't know where he is. You can't figure out where he stands based on his tweets. Right. So that's kind of – but I think he would be the most likely one. I think he's more volatile than some of the other players in terms of maybe being a little bit unhappy.
Mike?
I was going to say Josh Malone would be the most likely out of that group. I think he proved this year that he's a lot better off than people thought after his sophomore year. Yeah. So I think he's a candidate.
I think he is. That'd be the only other person there. And I think he'd have to judge it based on what he sees in practice with who the likely next year quarterbacks. What do you think is going to come back? And then looking at that, getting a grade from the draft board, just to say, what do I want to do? Where do I roll the dice? Do I have to go out now, or do I stay and see if I can get a little bit better in my draft board pick?
Daniel, have you seen anybody else on that list aside from Kongbo and Malone that might not be back?
No, those are the only ones that I would think, and I think that those guys really too should probably need to hang out a little bit because you've got some great receivers coming out this year too, especially the guy down at Clemson right now. So with the talent coming out, wait another year because supposedly we got a gunslinger back there anyway, so you could increase your draft stock significantly.
All right, next question may be an easy answer, but I want to put up the comparison because I think it's interesting in some areas. Who had the better season, Tennessee or Florida? All right. Overall record was the same. SEC record, Florida was better. Head-to-head, Tennessee beat them by 10 points. East title, well, that went to Florida. Upset losses, Tennessee was upset twice. Arkansas upset Florida. Losses by 14 or more points, Florida was blown out 3 times, which is why their fan base is mad. Tennessee blown out once by Alabama. Better season is clear-cut. Does it just come down to the East ring? Or is it a little more, does the head-to-head play into it at all?
The East, and you had 2 upset losses for Tennessee compared to 1 for Florida. I think that's an easy way to put it. The 2 losses
blowouts don't matter to you.
No, we lost, but not how many we lost.
And they were the unranked teams when you had so much on the line.
And Florida had a great road win at LSU.
Yeah.
Better than anything Tennessee did.
That's probably the best win out of those 2 teams.
I think it's clearly Florida.
I think
the best season.
I think you got to go with Florida just for the simple fact that, you know, I remember watching a game and they said Florida's chance of winning the East less than like 3 or 4%. Florida's chance of winning out 0% and everything else, and still at the end of the day, they're able to continue to make plays to win it.
First of all, I don't believe I never pay attention to ESPN's computer with its probability percentages. That was also saying Tennessee was a 99% chance to win the East before the season, and we mocked it here before the season. I don't buy the ESPN computer. Anyway, so much has been made of champions of life. I'm going to throw this into Daniel. That slogan's actually used by about 15 different schools. I've been seeing it pop up everywhere since then, but you still don't say it when he said it. Here's the question, though. Fans are making fun of those slogans. It was when you had a losing season, it was going to turn on the slogans. Knew that. I think we said that from day one. Media has made fun of it. National media has made fun of it. Do the players continue to buy into the slogans next year, Daniel?
I think they do. And I guess I need to put an asterisk on it. That's our favorite thing on the show. But I want to put an asterisk. The ones that you can actually directly correlate to your life and things like that. You know, the own it is a great thing when you actually do it. or one Tennessee when you're talking about being one team and academics and football and everything else. They all make sense, but if you start getting a little outside of the rim to where it gets a little silly, then that's when they're going to fall off.
Will, you're a player, probably you, I'm guessing here, but I'm guessing college kids would be much more likely to buy into slogans than pro players.
Yeah, pro players don't buy into slogans. They pretty much would laugh you out. They would not take too kindly to that.
That's one of the before this season, there were people who were actually, I've been asked, do you think Butch would ever go pro on us? That was before the season, back when everybody was gung-ho. And that's one of the reasons I always thought, no, that isn't going to sell above the college level. I mean, that's Harry High School stuff. All right, we'll see if the players continue to buy in next year. Next, we play Take Your Pick. 8 questions about the worst mistakes of the season. UT's next AD. Some news, some numbers, plenty more to come. Then basketball, then back to football. Bowl projections all coming up on the Sports Source. See you on the other side of this break.